It was the discovery of gold that really opened up the West. The hope of finding a fortune in the ground brought thousands of people to California. They endured the grinding trek from east to west through frequently hostile country, or dared the hazardous voyage around Cape Horn. And though only a handful ever had anything to show for their efforts, the dream of striking it rich remained alive. It was their stubborn belief in this dream that made them easy marks for the swindlers and bunco artists.
Just one moment, sir. What's the meaning of this?
Get down out there.
What do you mean, get down off of here?
Your name is Troy Selby, isn't it?
It is?
Well, come on along. You can talk later. Go ahead.
This is...
I'll take these.
Just one moment, sir. No,
The Californians.
California, I've come to live where life is best. In the Golden West, I'm gonna strike it rich in California. California.
Afternoon, Jeremy.
Afternoon, Marshal. Mrs. Selby informed me of your high-handed treatment of her husband this morning. You had no grounds for an arrest. I demand his immediate release.
You represent the Selbys?
I think that's clear.
It isn't clear at all. Do you know these people are swindlers?
How dare you, Mr. Pitt?
Matt, if you had bothered to question Mr. Selby before pulling him in like a common thief, you would have learned that he had the authority from the Attorney General of California to sell that stock.
Why didn't he tell me this?
Did you give him a chance to tell you anything? Just because there have been a few stock swindlers in the past.
A few?
Yes, it doesn't mean that every promoter is dishonest. Now release my client.
Really, the indignity of it.
All right, now
Locking
calm
Troy up for
down,
no
Mrs.
reason at
Selby.
all.
Everything is all right now.
Are you all right, dear?
Lavinia, my dear. Mr. Pitt, I appreciate what you've done.
No trouble, I'm your lawyer. By the way, you know, you may have a case against the marshal for false arrest. You want me to start an action?
No, I don't think so. I'm sure the marshal believed he was only doing his duty.
Mr. Selby, if your mine is such a sure thing...
Oh,
why
I
do you-
didn't say that, Mr. Wayne. The indications are that it can become a very profitable investment. But I'm neither so naive nor deceitful as to go around telling people that it's a sure thing, as you call it.
All right, but you think it is. And if all it takes is money to develop it, you don't have to sell stock. There are plenty of wealthy men right here in San Francisco who'd grab a chance to finance the whole operation.
Yes, and wind up in control. Oh, no. Several such gentlemen have already approached me, but I have no desire to end up with the bankers owning my mine.
Sound business reasoning.
I think I'll attend your meeting tonight.
Good. Very good, Ravinia.
Take over. Matt, I've been waiting for you.
You look as though you broke your own bank.
No, but just as good. Come on, sit down. Remember last year when I backed Johnson and Lyman in that silver mine?
I remember you risked $25,000 to make a profit of about $5.
It was 4. Anyway, I met Troy Selby and his wife, and they have a fabulous gold mine.
Who?
The Selbys, really the nicest people that you can meet. And they're letting me in on the whole thing.
Letting you in, huh?
Now, get that superior look off your face. This is a chance to really strike it rich, Matt. And this time I'm going all the way.
Good luck. It's your money.
I've mortgaged the El Dorado Club.
What? Mortgaged? For stock in a gold mine?
$38,000 worth. And just as soon as they raise another $112,000, they're going to start mining operations. Oh, Matt, you ought to get in on this.
Now, just a minute. When I sold you this club for $1, I had faint hopes that in my old age you might sell it back for $2. And now you've sunk it all in stock for a gold mine that isn't even in operation?
But it will be as soon as they sell the rest of the stock.
How much is the rest?
I told you $112,000. Oh, Matt, this is a sure thing.
Yeah, sure thing. With only $112,000 to raise.
And I assure you we will use the most up-to-date mining equipment money can buy. Now, are there any questions you'd care to ask?
If it's such a good mine, why was it abandoned 3 years ago?
The four-leaf clover mine was abandoned by its former owner simply because he failed to recognize certain features. I did. And the present tunnel was extended only a few feet further to reveal the richness of the ore samples I have shown you here this evening.
You could have bought that stuff from a rock dealer, an assay office.
You don't even believe what you see, do you?
Mr. Selby,
Yes, sir.
a few of us been wondering if you got any objection to, well, a sort of committee making a personal inspection of this here mine.
I would welcome it, sir. Please do. And then you can come back and make your own reports to these people. Anyone is free to investigate the four-leaf clover mine.
Have you seen it?
I've seen those ore samples. That's good enough for me.
Richest I ever saw.
Probably the most expensive you ever paid to see, too.
He's so stubborn.
And now, Mrs. Selby will tell you how you may share in our good fortune. As with most husbands, I leave business matters to my wife.
As you know, the Attorney General of this state has authorized us to sell stock at $10 per share. Now, you may buy only one share if you choose. And for those of you who wish to purchase stock tonight, I'll be at this table to serve you. Thank you.
My dear.
Thanks, dear.
There's your chance to make some money, Matt.
Don't tell me you have some of this.
Oh, I took a fair amount as a fee for representing them.
You must enjoy working for nothing.
And you must enjoy letting opportunity slip through your fingers. Are you against getting rich?
No,
Then why don't you go up there and buy some of that stock?
I'm the suspicious type. But since he extended a general invitation, I'm going to take a look at his gold mine.
Hello? Hello? Anybody in there? Anybody in there?
Come in.
Good evening, Mr. Pitt.
Oh, hiya, Matt. What's the book for? Directions on how to use a shotgun?
Where's your client?
Well, the law business is not exactly booming, but I do have more than one client.
Troy Selby.
Oh, he's at Ward Hall tonight. Most of the stock has been sold, so I imagine this is the last of the regular meetings.
I guarantee that. Would you like to come along and see me show him up for the fraud he really is?
Matt, I'm warning you.
I've got proof.
You better have, in spades.
I have, in gold spades.
So, like I said, the five of us that went out and seen the mine are more than satisfied there's gold to be had there. Them nuggets we showed you that we dug from that tunnel prove that.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you very much. And now,
I, too, had a look at that mine. Any objection to my reporting what I found?
why, of course not, Mr. Wayne.
All right, Mr. Selby, I wonder if I could borrow that geologist's report you quote from so frequently.
Certainly.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Pitt, will you compare paragraph 2, page 92 of the book with this report?
The book and the report match word for word. What about this, Mr. Selby?
May I see the book, please? The geologist I engaged to examine the mine might well have referred to this textbook when preparing his report to me.
Maybe. Well, that's a whale of a coincidence, don't you think?
Oh, I don't know. The geologist I engaged is a Mr. E.W. Green, who is also the author of this book. Now, I think it's highly logical that he might have referred to his own work when choosing the words for his report to me.
Do you people know how a mine is salted to make it appear rich?
I've seen a few salted claims with dust and nuggets sprinkled around, but let me tell you something, Marshal. We had to dig them sample nuggets out of the tunnel wall at the four-leaf clover mine, pry them out.
I know that, Luke. But if you people will be patient with me, I think I've got the answer to that.
What's Mr. Wayne up to?
Mr. Pitt, you're our lawyer. Why do you let him persecute us this way?
I'm against anyone being persecuted, Mrs. Selby, and against anyone being swindled, too.
Right in this chair would be good. Ladies and gentlemen, these nuggets were cut from $5 gold pieces and then melted. Now, could I have that shotgun? The next step is, thank you, the nuggets are dropped down the barrel of this loaded shotgun, like that. And then when fired into a rock or the wall of a mine tunnel, you have nice rich ore to show the suckers. Stand back, men. Ladies and gentlemen, this is soft rock, but watch yourselves. Now, these nuggets will have to be dug out too, Luke. And unless I miss my guess, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly how Mr. Selby salted his mine.
That's a very serious charge, Marshal. You will all please be witnesses to his remarks.
When I dug this nugget out of the four-leaf clover tunnel, I knew exactly where it had come from. I wouldn't have known if Mr. Selby had been a little more careful how he melted down his coins, because this nugget still has the date stamped on it. 1854.
What about it, Selby?
The Marshal says he took that nugget from my mine. Was anyone with you at the time, Marshal? Do you have any witnesses who saw you take that nugget out of there? But there were 5 of you who took nuggets out of the mine. 5 of you together, each able to testify as to what you found. Either confirm or deny the richness of the ore.
That's right.
Just a minute, Mr. Selby. One thing I do know about Matt Wayne, he isn't a liar.
There's one thing we both know about Mr. Wayne. He's been doing his very best to discredit me.
Because I'm convinced that you're taking these people's life savings and giving nothing in return but stock certificates that aren't worth the paper they're printed on.
Ladies and gentlemen, if the Marshal's cheap demonstration here tonight has caused any one of you to doubt the honesty of this project or the wisdom of investing in it, then please, I beg of you, step forward and surrender your stock, and I'll refund every dollar you've invested.
Marshal, I don't know or care why you've got such a grudge against this man. But far as I'm concerned, I'm buying more shares. That's how I stand.
When am I going to learn that the lawman hasn't been born yet who can defend people against their own stupidity?
Well, Mr. Pitt.
Going somewhere?
Well, the shares are all sold, you know, due mainly to the Marshal's efforts last evening.
Where are you planning to go?
Oh, just a little vacation. You know, just until we can go up to the mine and get things started up there.
Well, Mr. Selby, I think you better get started at the mine first before you start to think of taking a vacation.
Oh, we've worked very hard. We're entitled to a little rest.
Well, just sleep a few extra hours in the morning at the mine.
That sounds like an order, Mr. Pitt.
I'm your attorney, Mr. Selby. It's advice. Good day.
Nobody, not Pitt, nor Wayne, nor anybody tells me what to do. Get on with your packing. We're gonna get out of here.
Troy, the Marshal's across the street. I'd say they're making sure we don't go anywhere but to the mine.
All right. They want us to go to the mine. That's exactly where we'll go.
What?
Isn't it worth $10,000 to keep out of a California prison?
What do you mean?
Look, I never said how much work I'd do up there, so I'll spend $10,000, maybe less. We'll go through the motions of trying to develop that mine. Then when it doesn't pay off, nobody can blame us.
Now, that's not going to fool Wayne or Pitt.
I'll invite them up to the mine to pay us a little visit. Just to see how things are going, you know, in a week or two. Ravinia, I'm going to arrange it so Marshal Matt Wayne never bothers anybody again. I'm going to get rid of him for good. Come on, finish your packing.
Salem. Where are you going?
Gotta get some more spikes, ma'am.
I'll get them for you. Where are they?
They're over by the toolbox.
I said I'll get them. Now, you stay and help Mr. Weaver inside there. Did you get it done?
All ready to light.
It took you long enough. Those workmen must think I'm a fool not letting them run their own errands. I'm sure Salem suspects something.
He hasn't got enough sense to suspect anything.
They want some more spikes.
Looks like things are really underway. Better than when you saw it, huh?
A little.
Hello, Mr. Pitt.
Well, hello.
Marshal Wayne.
Where's Mr. Selby, ma'am?
Troy!
Well. Delighted to see you, Mr. Pitt.
How do?
And even you, Marshal Wayne. Thank you for coming up.
Got any ore out of that mine yet?
Not yet. We have to brace up the shorings in there first so it'll be safe to work. How about some lunch? I expect you could eat.
Well, it was a long ride. I think we could manage.
Good. We'll show you around after lunch. You can wash up right over there.
All right.
I'll just help Ravinia.
How many men have you got working here, Selby? I counted only one.
Oh, you mean old Salem fussing around those sluice boxes? I have one other.
A total of two?
Well, marshal labor is rather difficult to find up here. And aside from that, until we get this tunnel braced, there's no work for more than two, plus myself.
Hey, what's that hammering in there?
Oh, that's Weaver, the other working man. He's putting in those shoring timbers. Well, Mr. Pitt, do you want to see what you own stock in?
I sure do. I've never been to mine before.
Gentlemen? Well, Weaver, this is Mr. Pitt and Marshal Wayne.
Hello. Any gold here?
There might be a few flakes, but I think the stockholders committee and you, Marshal Wayne, dug out all that was in view. Weaver, those nails don't look very strong.
Spikes, same as I've been using.
Well, I brought back some much heavier ones the last time I was in town. I'll go get them for you. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Say, Mr. Weaver, work many mines?
On and off, yeah.
Well, what do you think of this one? Think she'll pay off?
No.
Why do you say that?
I know two different fellas tried to make her pay, but she just ain't got good enough ore in her to bother with. Whatever she did have was took out a long time ago.
I'll take these spikes into Weaver.
He used up the other keg already?
Just take them in there, will you?
Yeah.
Are they still in the mine?
Another 2 minutes and all four of them will be in there.
Troy, you...
We can't afford any witnesses. Now, you know the plan. After the accident, you ride for help to dig them out. Now, there's not a thing to worry about. It's foolproof.
But what about the nuggets that people found in here a few weeks ago? Dug them right out of these walls.
Probably saw it in with a shotgun.
If you're thinking of saying I told you so.
I'm thinking of Wilma and how much money I stand to lose.
Selby told me to bring you these here spikes. He's plumb loco. Them's the same kind as I've been a-using.
Selby's got an awful lot of explaining to do. Maybe he didn't lie, but he didn't tell us the whole truth about this mine. And that's just as bad as lying.
Has Selby tried to hire any more men to work here?
Don't think so. He hired us together. Said he only needed us for about 2 or 3 weeks.
Only 2 or 3 weeks.
Hey, Selby, I want to talk to you.
Get my rifle.
happened. Drop it.
Shoot from there!
Drop it before I blow your husband's head off. All right, over there, Selby.
He was Salem, did it? He's been trying to get rid of us all along.
Both of you, grab some shovels and start clearing that out. Come on. Start clearing those rocks away. Matt! Matt!
Hang on. Somebody will dig us out.
Matt, can you hear me?
Hurry up!
It's alive. Come on, clear it out. Hang on, Matt. We'll get you out of here.
Go get their horses. I'll finish him off.
Troy!
We heard a big explosion a while back. What happened? Hey, this looks like that lawyer fellow, Mr. Pitt. You keep an eye on him until we find out just what's going on around here.
Did they get away, the Selbys?
Nope. What happened, Mr. Pitt?
What's so funny, mister?
Look at that gold vein. That's a load sign if I ever saw one. The man who could have had all of it will get none of it. Now, if I get out of here, he's gonna hang.
$2 cigars, all the champagne I want. Oh, I'm telling you, this gold strike is really changing my world.
And it's going to add a few inches to your bay window, too. Cheers. You know, it's your fault that I didn't even buy more shares in the four-leaf clover mine than I did.
Oh, yes? Well, have you considered that if Selby hadn't tried to kill me, and you got me out of that mine in time, neither of you would know how much that mine is really worth.
Well, that's true. So what?
So why don't your consciences bother you enough to cut me into a little of that swag?
Well, Matt, the way I see it, you're not now enjoying the profits that are coming to Wilma and to me because you have a suspicious nature.
And I'm terribly fond of you, Matt. But when it comes to money...
A couple of real friends.
Cheers, Marshal Wayne. Next time, don't have a suspicious nature. Just be a little naive. Pays.
California. Oh, I've traveled here, I've traveled there. I guess I've been most everywhere. But I like where I am today, and here is where I'll stay. Now, one thing I just can't endure is being broke and being poor. So I come west to take the cure, and here is where I'll stay. I've come to California, California. There's gold in them there hills in California. I've come to live where life is best, in the golden west. I'm gonna strike it rich in